All right, I got this boat flipped over, and I guess the first step that we're going to take on the boat itself is addressing these two spots. I've got a crack right there, and I'm not exactly sure what that is. I started just peeling this stuff off by hand, and whatever this outer layer is, it's coming off pretty good, some kind of silicone or something. And then we got some kind of, I don't know what it is, some kind of JB weld or something, but I mean it's cracked through too. I'm guessing this boat probably leaked pretty good, but we need to clean all this out, and I think what I'm gonna do is weld it, or try to weld it, and then of course I'm gonna go ahead and I think there's some leaky rivets, or at least some rivets that look a little sketchy. I'm gonna go ahead and coat all these rivets in some kind of epoxy. And you know, however I fix these two spots, like I said, I'm gonna try to weld it, just aluminum MIG welder, and just take my time, hopefully, and get that welded up. And then, like I said, coat this bottom with epoxy and the rivets that are below the water line, because we're gonna paint the boat anyway, so it's gonna be fine. Like I said, first thing we need to clean these spots up so we can see what we're working with. We got actually 3 layers of crap here. We had whatever this was, some silicone, and then on top of it, whatever this was, I'm not sure, maybe like a JB weld or something. And then you got a layer of maybe some kind of other clear epoxy below that. I'm just taking a scraper and kind of just chipping away at all of it. It's coming off in kind of big chunks. All right, I'm gonna chip away at this and see how clean we can get it. And then we need this to be super clean if I'm gonna weld it. So I'll bring you guys back whenever I get it pretty close. Well, all right, sometimes you go digging around and stuff and you find something you didn't really want to find out. And that's what I did with this boat. Now, I knew there was a crack in the middle of it, and that wasn't a big deal. And I knew we had the spot up front. And I was hoping the spot up front, well, actually I was just assuming the spot up front was probably just a crack, or, you know, maybe a small hole or something like that. And it was a lot worse than I thought. Take a look at it. I took a flat disc and ground all that crap out, and this is what we got. Not exactly sure how that came about. It almost looks like maybe it was cracked, maybe this weld cracked or something. And then somebody that didn't know what they were doing tried to weld it up, because that kind of looks like it's a weld, and just blew it completely out maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's, man, I could probably fix it. But I ain't gonna lie to you guys, that's not really something I want to tackle. I'm scared. You know, I said somebody probably blew it out because they didn't know what they were doing. And I'm scared I might make it worse, you know. I'm not ashamed to say I'm not a good aluminum welder. I need a lot of practice with it. So we got these 3 holes. We got this crack, which I pretty much cleaned out. And that's just the structural damage. Now, what we also are dealing with on this boat that needs to be addressed is this hole back here where they had the bilge pump. You know, I don't need this hole here. And then we got this gooped up hole on the side where they had the live well. So that's 4 spots that need to be addressed, and that's more work than I'm willing to do. I mean, it's not the work part. You guys should know by now that a lot of times I will take the hard way and instead of the easy route. I don't mind doing work, but what I'm worried about is the quality of the work that I could do to it. And how much, I mean, that might take me forever to get that looking decent, especially the holes on the sides. So what I have decided to do is reach out to a professional. I am not ashamed to say that either, that, you know, sometimes you're uncomfortable doing something, you know, sometimes you just got to let it go and let somebody else take over. So what I'm going to do today is load this thing up. I reached out to a guy that advertises on Craigslist, and he gave me a quote, and he told me his quoted price was the high end in case he, you know, runs into problems and he don't want to shoot himself in the foot. It could be a lot cheaper than what he quoted. And what he quoted was reasonable to me. I wish I could fix it. I wish I had the confidence to fix it. If this was a cheap, junky John boat, you know, it might be a different story. But I'd like to practice on little things. You know, if it was just that crack, or, you know, this was just a crack, I had no problems, you know, trying to fix it. But since we got 3 gaping holes here, and then also the other 2 big holes, man, that's just a little bit too much for me to chew at this point. I'd love to one day be able to say, yeah, you know, it won't be a problem. But as of right now, you know, I'm gonna hand it over to somebody else that knows what they're doing. I'll let you guys know exactly how much it costs to get these spots welded up. All right, get this thing loaded up in the back of my truck, and I gotta work a 12-hour shift tomorrow at work, which works out good because this guy's in Memphis too. So I'll be able to drop it off after work, and hopefully he can get it done by, you know, middle of next week. Well, I just got back with the tracker, and try to make this story as short as possible. There was a guy who was advertising that he could weld boats on Craigslist around here, and I hit him up and set up a time, loaded up. He lived in Memphis. I think I said that when I was loading the boat up. I headed all the way to his house, and he was like, oh man, that's a little worse than I thought. Mainly talking about the 3 holes in the very front. And well, I left and dropped the boat off there, and I didn't make it down the road like 15 minutes, and he called me and said, man, I can't do it. He said basically what he was saying is because somebody had tried to fix it previously with that Bondo or whatever it was, fiberglass, had leached into the aluminum, and when he was trying to weld it, it was just blowing out. Basically, he just said he couldn't do it, and I appreciate that. You know, at least he started on the worst part and couldn't do it, versus, you know, fixing some of the other stuff, and then I had to pay him money, and then still didn't have a boat that, you know, was 100% done. So after that, I brought the boat home, and I was just like, well, I'm going to have to scrap it. So I ended up stripping the whole front deck and all that angle and stuff out of the boat, and started looking for another boat to, you know, to replace this one for the build. And I actually went and looked at one. It was a 1438. It wasn't very far away. It was listed on Marketplace. And it was actually a sheriff, county sheriff deputy from around here. And he actually recognized me when I pulled up from my fiance. My fiance she is a local police officer. And of course, the boat he had was rougher than what I wanted. It was a cool boat, but not for this build. And I was telling him about this boat, and he's like, man, you need to talk to a guy named Ricky who works with my fiance, Amanda. He said that he fixed a boat for him and is really good at welding. And I was like, well, man, I just took this thing to a professional, and he couldn't do it, but, you know, it's worth a shot. And I told Amanda, and Amanda talked to him, and he said, sure, bring it over. I brought it over Saturday, and he told me, you know, I'll do it. And actually, what he quoted me was $300 cheaper than what the professional welder quoted me. But I ended up giving him a lot more than that, or not a lot, a good bit more. I still came out in the good versus what the guy originally quoted me, the professional. And man, he fixed it. I just come back with it. Of course, I haven't water tested it, but I'm going to go over all the spots that he did with, you know, glove it or that coated stuff, one of the two, because I need to do all the rivets on the bottom anyways. But that makes me really happy. I'm glad that the tracker is back on track, if you will. I actually, panic mode, I went and bought a whole new boat and trailer in case this thing wasn't going to fall through. I just thought it wouldn't be fixable. So I think it was like last Wednesday or Thursday, I went and bought a whole new boat and trailer just to start a new series, because I thought this one was going to be dead in the water. But we're back on track, and I'll show you guys, you know, how he did, or, you know, the spots he fixed. And I told him, you know, this whole boat's going to be camouflage. I'm going to coat everything with glove it or epoxy. So I wasn't looking for like a professional, like just awesome job. I just didn't want it to leak. And what I've seen, you know, it looks like he did a pretty good job. So I'll show you guys these spots real quick, and I'm going to get this boat back in the garage when we start working on it. All right, here's a spot in the back where they had that bilge pump hooked up. It is welded up good. And then we have where the bilge pump was exiting, which is right here. It is welded up. And then of course we had the crack right here. It is all welded up. And then the worst part was up here up front. And that looks pretty good to me. I mean, that's honestly a little better looking than I was really expecting. So I am pleased with it. Very pleased with it. Saved a little bit of money. I mean, I had to spend money. I'll just tell you guys, I spent $200. That's what I gave him. He literally quoted me 75 bucks when I dropped it off, and I told him, I was like, man, that's way too cheap. The other guy said $375, and he couldn't do it. So this guy did it for, said he's going to do it for 75, but I told him, I was like, that's way too cheap. And then I think he said, let's just do 100 then. And when I picked it up, his wife was there, and I just gave her $200. I think I got a good deal regardless. And hopefully if I have any other problems and need some stuff welded that I don't feel comfortable welding, I'm going to give this guy a shout. So I'm happy, very happy. Unfortunately, I got a whole nother boat over there. Y'all see it? That'll be a whole different series after this one, I suppose, since this one is back on track. So let's get it in the garage and get to work. We got it in here, and the first thing I guess we need to do to prep this thing for paint is get these stripes off. They are stickers, decals, and then we need to get the letters off too. I'm just going to use a heat gun, and I'm going to sand all this stuff because who knows what this boat has seen, cleaners, oil, who knows what. So we're going to do the whole surface before we apply any kind of stuff to it. So like I said, first step, let's take these stickers off. We made a mess, but we got all the stickers off. I ended up not really using the heat gun, just a razor blade got most of it off pretty easy, but it did leave a residue. Here it's sticky. Hopefully just a sander will get most of it off. If not, we'll have to go over it with like some mineral spirits or something, so we don't want that crap on there. But that's what we're gonna do now is take, I think I got 120 grit. Just gonna go over the entire surface of the boat with the sander. And we got some rivets up here. It's got some of that fiberglass resin or something. I'm gonna get it out because ain't no telling what that really is. And that stuff, the bad thing about these quick fixes like putting JB Weld or just whatever, Bondo, that stuff gets brittle over time. Like, it's a good quick fix. Yeah, I mean, if that's how you want to fix your boat, I'm not going to knock you for it. Get you out on the water faster, but it's not going to last as long. That stuff they sell, Glove It or that coated goop stuff, you know, that's specifically made for aluminum boats, and it'll allow it to flex. That other stuff doesn't allow much flex, and like I said, it can get brittle over time and break off on you. And I want it to last longer, and I want to be able to tell whoever buys this boat that you know, I did it that way instead of going with some quick fix stuff. All right, let's get to sanding. Clean this mess up too. All right, to get this goop out of rivets, I've always just used one of these wire brushes attached to a drill. You can get these real cheap at Lowe's, or you can get a whole pack of several different attachments, little wire brushes from Harbor Freight for like $7. So these seem to work really good because they get up in the little creases of it. I think I finally done killed this little sander, a little Black & Decker mouse. I've had this thing for probably 15 years. And every boat project I've done, I've used it on, so I can't get mad at it. R.I.P. little buddy. Looks like we're going to Harbor Freight. The best stuff I found to get this glue residue from stickers is just mineral spirits. Mineral spirits is more oily than like acetone. Acetone dries up too fast. And this stuff kind of sticks a little bit longer. It's kind of coated on there pretty good. Let it sit for a second or two, and then just take you a razor blade and work at it. Now I know they sell stuff like Goof Off, but in my experience that stuff don't work very good. You can see this is coming off pretty easy, which anything on a flat surface like this comes off and pretty easy. Once you get into those little short runs like this, like in this crack, that's where it sucks. Said this coming off pretty good. I've already got the other side of the boat done and just started on this side and get this knocked out. We can move on to the next step.
Good? Yeah. A little heavy. Ready?
Yeah.
Good? Why you asked me to come over?
I'm good. Got it back moved into the garage. It's all cleaned up. I have several spots on the back, the bottom of this boat, where people have had transducers over the years. And I'm going to take my welder and try to button those up. Shouldn't be that hard, even with my crappy aluminum welding skills. So let's see if we can knock that out. Not perfect, but it's done. And also reassured me that I made the right decision on getting somebody else to do this work. It's done, and I think we're going to end the video on that. There we go. Not a whole lot accomplished in this video, but we did get a lot of very important things accomplished. One key thing that I should know by now, I do know, but I don't know why I keep slipping my mind or whatever. If you go to buy a boat, make sure you crawl all around it. This one was in the weeds and it was a free boat, so it's not like it's the end of the world and I screwed myself. But you really want to check out the structural integrity of a boat. That could be one of the most important things that you're going to run into as far as costs. Say you bought this boat for $700 and then you get it home and lo and behold, you're going to have to spend $300 to $400 on getting it welded. Well, you're kind of in the hole. So you just need to really make sure that if you have a big glob of something, it's probably going to be ugly under that glob. Always assume the worst when it comes to boats. Another thing that we learned is always get a second opinion on stuff. I called him a professional welder. I think he does it for a living and just does stuff like this on the side. So that's why I'm saying professional. That guy said he can't do it. He tried and it kept blowing out on him. And lo and behold, somebody else was able to knock it out. Why the other guy couldn't do it, I don't know. Maybe he could have done it, but he just saw that it was going to take longer than he had originally thought. And he already gave me a quoted price. I don't know. I'm assuming now. But always get a second opinion because it's free. because I was fixing to scrap this boat. I mean, I was literally the very next day gonna scrap it, and just by luck of the draw, you know, I went to look at that other boat to replace this one, the Sheriff, and he's the one that told me about Rick. I called him Ricky earlier. His name's Rick, and you know, he knocked it out, and it was a whole lot cheaper than the other guy, and I think he did a good job. I mean, I wouldn't want anything better from the other guy and giving him $375. And also, I'd like to say, I don't want to just throw it out there because I haven't talked to him, but if you're in Southwest Tennessee and you're in need of some boat repair, you know, a aluminum boat, holler at me and I'll give you his name. I want to make sure it's okay with him first, because I don't know exactly how much side work he's wanting to do. But, you know, if you're in the area, you'd like to hook him up and hook you up as well, because I'm very pleased with what he did. And we got the whole thing cleaned up. I know I'm probably going to edit really quick with the decal stuff, but literally taking those decals off took me the better part of 3 hours. It's a sucky process, and I probably did a little more than I had to do since we're going back with, you know, paint on top of this boat. But I'm really wanting this paint job to look good, and to give it the best chance, you know, we need to get all that crap off. Even though that sticky residue probably wouldn't make that big of a difference going camouflage, so it's not like it's got to be 100% smooth. Anyhow, we did that, and we sanded it, and then we washed it, and then we fixed those holes in the back. I think that's going to be good enough for a video. Next video, we're going to be messing with the epoxy, and I think I might throw a little epoxy test in there, because I got a little bit of the goop left, and I have some glove it too, and maybe we'll do a side-by-side comparison. I know which one I'm going to use on this boat because I already ordered it, but I'd like to do a little side-by-side on that stuff and see how well they hold up against each other. But that's what's next, and then we'll be painting this thing, and hopefully we'll be able to roll right along. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one.